हेलो एवरीवन, रीडिंग प्रैक्टिस में आप लोगों का स्वागत है। तो चलिए आज का रीडिंग स्टार्ट करते हैं। आज का टॉपिक है द पेन ऑफ हाइडिंग योर ट्रू सेल्फ। द मोस्ट पेनफुल एंड सीक्रेट्स थिंग्स इन द वर्ल्ड इज टू लुक इन द मिरर्स एंड नॉट रिकॉग्नाइज द पर्सन staring right at you. The feels of the some days someone wills magically show off and the fears of looking like a veritos make us do things that we never intended to do. Since childhood we have learned that the kid who is alone is a verito. They are alone because no one chose them. We didn't want to seem a verito. We didn't want people to think that no one choose us. So what do? We started becoming like ideal versions of whom everyone loves. We start saying yes to think that we hate. We start dressing up in clothes that make us uncomfortable or are out of our budgets, but at the same time help us get noticed, accepted and acknowledged. We start speaking the words we find cringy. We start saying things that are acceptable and popular. We start doing the things that make us look like everyone else so that we didn't appear where it's we needed becomes an ideal version of a happy cute little humans whom everyone adores or at least no one make fun of. But step by step as we becomes like everyone else we go far away from who we truly are. The more truths you give to what people think of you, the less attention you give to what you want, what you like, what you think, how you would like to enjoy life, and more importantly, what make you. It's like becoming a people's pleasures without realizing it. The gap between who you truly were and who you have becomes in the hope of fit in grows so much that even you find it difficult to recognize yourself, and that gives birth to loneliness. People starts becoming like the most acceptable versions in the hope of finding their traps that they lose their real selves. And what is the reasons we call the time we spend with ourselves lonely? Loneliness is not when you didn't have people around. Loneliness occurs when you cannot find yourself inside you. The moment you feel the loss of your real self, loneliness makes a home inside you. What the worst kinds of loneliness where you might be surrounded by people yet you feel lonely. It like you cannot feel yourself, like you are not there anymore. And do you know what even more iconic? It starts with you trying to become someone you are not, becomes you wanted to fit in, but it leaves you but you leaves someone leaves you hating being with yourself. Tell me some things. How can anyone accept a person who doesn't accept themselves? How would anyone love to spend time with a person who hate spending time with themselves? Where does it leave you? Nowhere. In the race of achieving people's acceptance and love, you end up losing yourselves. I have spent the majority of my a life trying to be nice to people so that I can do an ideal person. I say yes to out outings when I wanted to stay at home and read a book. I kept talking and smiling when I wanted to excuse yourselves because I was tired or I had some work to finish. I even dressed up when I wanted to go dressed casually, all of it so that I clouds be what people wanted me to be. However, what I didn't realize at that point was that I may have become an ideal version for others. But what about being an ideal version of myself? What do I think of myself? What are my opinions about yourself? What do I like and didn't like? What are my fears? What are some things that I want to do in my day-to-day life? Yet I didn't become I have become an expert at silencing my inner voice. I know I am not alone in this. We all are the same. Since childhood we have captured against each other. Whose child is cutters, smarter or more intelligent? Either we try to be a perfect versions of ourselves for our parents so that they can be proud of us, or we try to appear cool and fun so that we can be a part of the most popular groups in college. We have run this race for so long so that our real self couldn't keep up with our piece of changing personalities. Our real self is hidden deep inside under the layers of social and corporate etiquettes. We do the things that seems goals instead of trying new things that ourselves wanted. I am a pro at that. I want to learn a bunch of new things, but I didn't have times. Yet if any of my friends call me and shares their seats, I will be all ears so that they have a soldiers to cry on. What we didn't realize in that just as we stop talking to people who ignore us, similarly our souls stops communicating with us when we silence them one too often. And one day when you are alone with no one to hang out with or click sassy pictures with, you find spending time with yourself is painful. Why? Because there is so much hidden inside you that if you sit down to uncover the liars, years will go by, but you want to be able to find the real you. That's why I say there are some days when you miss yourself more than you have and missed anyone else. I am no expert in psychology, nor am I a therapist, so can talk about what goes inside a human brain. But I am a human and I know what goes inside a human's hearts. We all are trapped in the same cycles of placing people around us so that we are more accepted and appreciated. We ignore what we are feeling because who has times for that? We didn't do what gives us real joy because that probably old schools. The burden gets heavier with each passing day. With every day, your life self goes further away from you. Your image is becomes blurry, and it becomes painful to take a look deep inside yourself. I have made these mistakes and I didn't want to do that. So, in the following chapters, we will discuss how you can become more you, which will help you turn your alone time into solitude. So, ये रहा आज का रीडिंग प्रैक्टिस. थैंक यू एवरीवन.